What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss this one. This is huge. We all know the Dallas Cowboys are one of the most talked about teams in the NFL, but the recent comments from Dak Prescott have thrown the spotlight on the team in a way that no one really saw coming. In a stunning revelation that's got the entire football world buzzing, Dak Prescott has confirmed that Brian Schottenheimer, the Cowboys' offensive coordinator, could be stepping up into an even bigger role with the team taking over as the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, you heard that right. Brian Schottenheimer, who has quietly been crafting one of the more potent offensive schemes in recent memory, might be the one to lead the team into the next chapter. But here's the kicker: no one, not even the most seasoned analysts, predicted this move coming from a mile away. So, let's break this all down, starting with how this bombshell even came to light. In a recent interview, Dak Prescott spoke candidly about the future of the Cowboys, and while he did address the challenges ahead, it was his comments about Schottenheimer that really turned heads. Prescott, who has been the unquestioned leader of the Cowboys for years, said something that caught the attention of media outlets and fans alike. He praised Schottenheimer for his leadership, his strategic mind, and his ability to bring out the best in the offense. But that wasn't all. Dak essentially confirmed that Schottenheimer was in line for a much bigger role with the team. And, as you can imagine, the idea of Schottenheimer taking the reins as head coach has sent shockwaves throughout the league. Now, I know what you're probably thinking: Schottenheimer as head coach. Is this real? It definitely feels like one of those "wait, did he really just say that?" moments. But when you really sit down and think about it, it starts to make sense. Brian Schottenheimer has been a key figure in the Cowboys' recent success, especially in terms of Dak Prescott's growth as a quarterback. The way Schottenheimer has developed the offense, focusing on balance and precision, has allowed Prescott to thrive in a way that we haven't seen from him in previous seasons. Schottenheimer's ability to mix the run and pass effectively has been evident, and the offense has looked sharper, more cohesive, and unpredictable under his guidance. We've also seen a remarkable improvement in the play calling and decision-making under Schottenheimer, which has led many to believe that the Cowboys might be closer to finding their offensive identity than ever before. And if you look at the success he's had with Dak, it makes sense that the team would want to extend that success into a new era, with Schottenheimer at the helm. However, this shift in leadership raises a lot of important questions about the future of the Cowboys as a whole, and most importantly, about the fate of current head coach Mike McCarthy. Let's not beat around the bush. McCarthy's tenure in Dallas has been far from perfect. While McCarthy has certainly had success, especially in the regular season, his playoff record has been questionable. The Cowboys have made it to the postseason multiple times under McCarthy's watch, but they've struggled to get past the biggest hurdle: advancing beyond the first few rounds. After such a strong regular season record in 2023, the disappointment of another early playoff exit left many Cowboys fans wondering if McCarthy could truly be the coach to lead this team to a Super Bowl. His inability to get the team over the hump has led to mounting pressure from both the front office and the fanbase. If we're being honest here, McCarthy's future in Dallas was always going to be tied to postseason success. And with Schottenheimer's influence over the offense becoming more pronounced, it's possible that the Cowboys' front office might feel like a change at the top is necessary to maximize the potential of the current roster. In fact, the timing couldn't be more critical. Dak Prescott is in his prime, surrounded by a roster full of talented playmakers, guys like Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Trevon Diggs, who are all among the league's best at their respective positions. The window for a Super Bowl run with this group is wide open, but only if the right leadership is in place. If McCarthy continues to underperform in the postseason, it's possible that the Cowboys will look to move in a new direction, and Schottenheimer could be the answer. This is where things start to get really interesting, because if Schottenheimer becomes the head coach, the entire dynamic of the Cowboys roster and their approach to games could change dramatically. As offensive coordinator, Schottenheimer has been able to put his imprint on the team's playbook. But becoming head coach would give him a broader ability to shape the entire team, not just the offense. It's likely that Schottenheimer's philosophy will emphasize balance and unpredictability, traits that have served him well as an offensive coordinator. Expect him to put an even bigger focus on maintaining a strong running game, with Tony Pollard potentially becoming even more central to the offensive game plan. At the same time, Dak Prescott's passing attack will likely continue to evolve under Schottenheimer's guidance, with an emphasis on maximizing Prescott's strengths and cutting down on mistakes. Schottenheimer is known for creating offensive systems that fit the strengths of his players, and he's certainly had success in doing so with Prescott. But this also raises a crucial question: how will Schottenheimer's approach affect the defense? The Cowboys have one of the most talented defensive units in the entire league, led by a generational talent in Micah Parsons. Schottenheimer's offensive focus could lead to a greater emphasis on balancing both sides of the ball, but it's important to note that the defense will still need to be a driving force for this team. If Schottenheimer becomes head coach, he'll need to ensure that the defense continues to be a dominant force while adapting to a more aggressive and efficient offensive scheme. The question is, can Schottenheimer create an offense that complements the defense without compromising either side? That's the tricky part, and it will be one of the biggest challenges for him as a head coach. Now, let's talk about Dak Prescott. As we all know, Prescott is the face of the Cowboys. He's been with the team for years and has consistently been one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. But with this news about Schottenheimer potentially taking over as head coach, there's no doubt that Doc will need to adjust to a new style of leadership. We've already seen Prescott and Schottenheimer form a strong working relationship as offensive coordinator and quarterback, and if Schottenheimer becomes head coach, that bond will likely become even more important. Prescott has often been criticized for not being able to elevate his game in the playoffs, but this could be his opportunity to take control of his own destiny. With Schottenheimer's leadership, we could see Prescott refine his game even further, becoming a more efficient and decisive quarterback who thrives in the biggest moments. If Schottenheimer becomes head coach, Prescott will likely be given even more responsibility, not just on the field, but as the face of the franchise, making this transition a crucial moment in his career. And what about the fans? Well, let's just say that this news has sparked a wide range of reactions. Some fans are excited about the possibility of Schottenheimer taking over, pointing to the improvements they've seen on offense and the obvious chemistry between him and Prescott. These fans see Schottenheimer as the fresh, dynamic leader the Cowboys need to break the Super Bowl drought. On the other hand, there are plenty of Cowboys fans who are more cautious about this move. They point to Schottenheimer's relative lack of experience as a head coach, with his career mostly being focused on offensive coordinator positions. They're concerned that giving him control of the entire team might be too much too soon, especially given the high expectations that come with being the head coach of the Cowboys. These fans want to see more evidence that Schottenheimer can lead the team to a championship, and they're not quite sold on the idea of giving him the top job just yet. With all of this in mind, the question still remains: what's next for the Dallas Cowboys? Schottenheimer's potential move into the head coach role could mark the start of a new era for this franchise. With a solid quarterback in Dak Prescott, a dominant defense, and a well-regarded offensive coordinator potentially taking over as head coach, the Cowboys might finally be in a position to make a deep playoff run and maybe even win that elusive Super Bowl. However, if Schottenheimer isn't the right guy, it could set the franchise back once again. Either way, the stakes have never been higher for the Cowboys, and every decision made this offseason will impact the team's future for years to come. This is the moment of truth for the Cowboys, and whether Schottenheimer gets the job or not, you can bet that the entire NFL will be watching closely. As always, Cowboys Nation, I want to hear what you think. Do you believe Brian Schottenheimer is the right guy to lead the Cowboys to greatness, or do you think the team should look elsewhere for a new head coach? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading your reactions and opinions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. This offseason is shaping up to be a roller coaster, and we'll be here to break down all the major moves. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.